So the question of, should I leave my job? I'm not happy with my career. I've been in this career for 15 years now, and this is basically the question that's come in. Should I just leave my job? I think there's a deeper question that sits behind that question, and that is, what is your passion? Is what you're doing, is the career that you're in right now, are you passionate about it? Do you wake up in the morning excited about going into work? Do you get excited about spending an extra hour at work, doing that extra hour for the company, or are you excited about it because you genuinely love it? These are lots of important questions that you need to consider before you even change direction in a career. Now, if you're listening to this and you can relate to this in any way, there's probably a couple of scenarios you're in. You may well be watching it and you love your career, but it hasn't given you what you wanted in terms of financial reward. That may be a reason to change jobs and go work for yourself. It may be a reason to change jobs and operate as a consultant if you're able to do that. That may be a reason to change jobs and find a company that actually values you and wants to reward you for your skill set. But you also may be somebody watching this right now, and the question is more related to the fact you're sick and tired of your job. You've had enough. You've worked all these years, you're not really passionate about it at all. You're doing it to pay the bills. You've got a family to support, which is obviously very important, and you're caught between, as people say, the devil and the deep blue sea, meaning you don't know which way to turn. You want to leave the job, but if you leave the job, then actually you could be in a situation where it affects your family, your situation financially. And that's a very important consideration. So I don't think it's just as simple as saying, should I leave my job? The question you might want to ask yourself is, what am I passionate about? What skills do I have? Looking at my salary at the moment, could I go out with my skill set and actually do the same sort of work but charge a higher fee? And do that if you're passionate about what you do. If, on the other hand, you really don't enjoy what you're doing, you've really got to consider what your options are. Could you go out and trade the stock market and generate a revenue that way? Could you go out and start your own business based on your skills and your passions towards a specific area in life? Maybe you have something you do as a hobby, but you could turn into an income. Could you get into property and develop a property generated income? That's another way to do it. So there's lots of different choices you've got when you're considering leaving the job. Remember, if you decide to leave a career and you've got obligations like your family, the pressure that's going to put on your personal situation is going to be very, very difficult. So these are all considerations. But ultimately, if you are leaving a job because you don't like it, remember, don't just go from one job you don't like to a higher paid job that you don't like, or one that kind of interests you, and for now it's great because it will generate some money, but you're not necessarily going to get a passion from that as well. That's like going out of the fireplace and into the frying pan, or the other way around. I think if you are going to leave your job with a serious change in direction, a turning point as I call them, I think you have to consider what it is you're passionate about. What do you love to do? If you had all the choices in the world in front of you, what direction would you go right now? And then look if there's a feasible option there for you. Can you generate revenue in that area? Would it be in a career? Would it be in a business? Would it be by setting up a business? Would it be by going on your own and becoming self-employed initially? They're all things to consider before you make that final decision to give up a job. And hopefully that makes sense.